Hey Jude. Let's do a giveaway. Let people get a walrus, but only one person. What a shame. Can't give away 10 walruses. Much as you would like to give away 10 walruses. Hello friends, it's Sunday morning for me. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to paint this chap for a bit, give everyone a chance to come and hang out for the draw today, which we'll probably do about 10 o'clock my time, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from now. So if you're waiting just specifically for that, probably fucking trundle off and do something else, unless you want to hang out here and watch me paint this guy. I'm very, very tired this morning. Alright. Haha, King Poe. The king. So I'm less excited about this breastplate today. I feel like I need to execute this better. Phew! Oh, outstanding. I've done very little painting since Wednesday night stream. I just did a little bit of tweaking on these chaps. Thank you, Tobolus. Just kept mucking around with them just to try and get them finished. Still not quite finished, but just kept like trying to make him feel a little bit more harmonious. They're still not finished. Not yet. Gotta decide what we're going to do next, friends. Oh, thanks, Taria. Good morning to you. Or good afternoon in your case, probably. Ramaskera, good morning, mate. Thank you. We've had a crazy couple of days here in Brisbane, friends. We've gone into a snap lockdown for a few days. For 3 days. No, this one's from Young Miniatures, mate. G'day, Durstromhan. No problems, mate. I'm enjoying them as well. It's been, really, really interesting experience, and I'm not normally one to make a lot of changes, as I'm sure most of you have observed. But they're certainly sneaking their way into my rotation more regularly than I would have anticipated. Well, friends, it's the month of August for me. It's not August for you all yet, probably. And in August, traditionally we've had Queensland Model Hobby Expo here in Brisbane. Now this year, Queensland Model Hobby Expo is slated to go ahead for the moment. Unfortunately, we've had a snap lockdown in Brisbane for 3 days at this stage. But it certainly calls into question whether Queensland Model Hobby Expo will go ahead. As planned at the end of the month. Which is a bit upsetting. Those of you who are familiar with the international painting scene probably would have seen that Scale Model Challenge was also cancelled this year, which is mightily unfortunate, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Nicky Jacks. Yeah, so it puts me in a bit of a pickle. Traditionally, Queensland Model Hobby Expo has been where I attend and throw up a big chunk of my work, as I'm normally involved in Crystal Dragon, which is the only other significant one in Australia that I can easily access. And this year it looks as though it's going to be only until the last second I'll know. G'day, Snot Boogie. What's going on? Once again, King Volandis. So I was planning on doing a lot of painting this month to try and get super amped for Queensland Model Hobby Expo, but I don't know that I will anymore, because I think that would be a really unsatisfying thing to happen. For me to put in a big chunk of effort and then have that effort be irrelevant. That would probably be more annoying. I already have Camelot sitting there, which is going to probably not get entered. Anyway, it's early days. I mean, for all we know, the lockdown could be over and everything could be relatively back to normal. It could be a soldier from Rapunzel, Charlie. Do you mean from the movie Tangled? Tangled's one of my favourite movies. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you. Great song. Great movie. Yeah, it's rare for me to not be singing. Sorry, mate. Mate, if I'm still alive then, I'll be there with bells on. No, one of my mates had his wedding. One of my very good mates had a wedding a couple of months ago, and the fucker didn't even invite me to be his MC. What a joke! I've done 5 for fuck's sake. Use the expertise that you have available to you. I was very critical of the decision. I should have. So, this skin tone that I'm working on at the moment, I've been trying to get a textured vibe to it and trying to create pretty clear contrast, but what I'm finding right now is that everything about the skin tone feels too pastel, doesn't have enough saturation. So I'm just going to now do a very quick airbrush layer, but this is going to be an interesting test. Oh, thanks Drax. 7 months! That's wild. That's wild, I tell you. And this will also be an interesting test because I actually think I bent the tip of my hairbrush yesterday. We'll find out right now. Yeah, I can't believe we've been doing it for 6 months. I wouldn't have thought that was the case, but hey, you never know, I guess. So I'm going to use my favourite colour. Yeah, I think I bent the needle. We'll find out in a second because I'm about to try it. I pulled it out to clean it, but I don't think I pulled it out correctly. Probably because it needed cleaning. It was sticky and it's stuck. Looks okay. G'day, Miss Jana. Significantly better. Good night, Space Toy. And I'm pleased that my airbrush is still in working order. Let's add some reddish tones. I've got this colour here that I've just randomly grabbed off my tray. Colours, it's called Bale Crimson from Fantasy Colours. Oh, an anonymous cheerer's back. I love that guy. Or girl, or other. There you go. Haven't even used this colour. How good's that? You'll get there, mate. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can always go back over it with a brush. Happy to have you, Wampa. How's it good colour actually. I like that one. Alright. There's definitely a lot of shininess on the skin tone at the moment, so I just need to tweak that. Awesome. I'm going to talk about a game of Kingdom Death today. I have. I actually, by accident, started streaming last night while I was testing for about a minute. I meant to click start recording so I could record something, and I instead clicked start streaming. So if anyone got an email from last night saying, Big Dano's live on Twitch right now, that was me, and it was an accident, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Oh man, don't fucking talk to me. How bad was it? But how bad was that call? The no try call. Would have been 22, 28. The kick to come. Would have been close. Alright, I'm very pleased. Yeah, that was part of Topolis and Mai's plan, mate. We get everyone onto his stream. No, that was entirely my fault, friends. I was testing out some functionality that I've been working on with my computer. So here's what I've been trying to do, right? So Kingdom Death, it runs best with probably 2 players or 3 players max, mate. It's definitely not a 4-player game. I say that with most of my experience with the game being at 1 player. I had one campaign with one of my friends, Sheldon, that we played through to the Gold Smoke night. And that was good fun, just with the 2 of us. We had a ripping good time. But people die all the time. If you played 4 players, Kingdom Death, one motherfucker's gonna die. Minimum, sometimes more. So that person's just shit out of luck. And sometimes it can just be like at the drop of a hat too. That's true as well. No, I didn't watch much yesterday. I was so disappointed the footy got called off yesterday that I didn't really watch anything. Yeah, it just sucks. Just sucks when you know, got your mates there, come over to have a play. I will. But anyway, so yeah, so one of the challenges with Kingdom Death, in streaming it, is there's a lot of story moments that happen, and every stream that I've watched of Kingdom Death, or rather every YouTube video, there's always a really boring moment. When someone's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking stop to read this thing now. But I think I've solved that. I think I've solved something really cool. It's free to air in Australia, mate. We've even got an app that will let you watch whatever the fuck you want to. It's pretty great. You just download the friggin' app and be like, yep, I would like to watch this Olympic event, thank you. In the 100 metres, the running, I thought once we're out of the water, we would struggle. Go, team. Okay. Wow. Well, he's an Australian icon. Of course he has a mullet. Perhaps. Did you get up to speed on Loki yet, Wampa? G'day, Captain Carp. Oh, I was just saying, did you get up to speed on Loki yet, mate? When did The Green Knight come out? Is it out at the cinemas? Maybe it's not out in Australia. I'll have to go and check that out. I was pretty hyped for that. Okay. Topless. He hit 100 followers. He's got to do a hot tub stream. Green Night movie. Australia. It's not out yet in Australia. That's a shame. Topless. 100 followers, hot tub. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Took him 3 months or whatever to get to 50 followers. Took him 3 days to get to 100. You're welcome, champ. People say social media isn't used for good purposes. That's a good news story if I've ever heard one. Worth watching, you think, mate? I'm annoyed when I can't watch a movie at my house now, like Black Widow. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just watch it on fucking home cinema when he said Green Knight, and then I realised that you can't do that, and I was annoyed. Alright, here we go. G'day, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hope you're doing well, mate. Of course I have, mate. That was the initial inspiration for me talking about that video. If you recall, I talked about it many months ago. Well, maybe you wouldn't recall, I don't know if you were around then. But I stayed up till about 2 a.m. one morning listening to that song on repeat and just dancing to myself in the nude. I don't know why I did that, but I did. No. I was just wondering if you're up to date. You're probably one of the only peeps that isn't, that I know. So get up to date, mate. Anyway, Kingdom Death. So I'll talk about Kingdom Death after I answer Captain Carp's question. Why do I think so many painters fail when starting with non-metallic metal? It's a very interesting question. Look, mate, I personally still fail when it comes to non-metallic metal. A lot of the time, like, look at this one. At the moment, I feel like it's rubbish. But it's not a question that's easy to answer, though. The obvious answer is because in many ways it requires you to unlearn what you've already learned. So when you highlight an object, normally you don't use, you don't have to think too much about that, because it makes logical sense. But when you highlight a non-metallic metal object, it doesn't make as much sense in terms of the way that things act. So it's almost like you have to relearn everything from the beginning. And it sort of has its own set of rules in terms of contrast, in terms of values and etc. So you'll have all of this knowledge of painting, which you'll have learned over a period of time, and then you'll have to basically completely stop doing that because it doesn't work correctly for non-metallic metal. Those would probably be the main reasons, because it's just got all rules and stuff. But g'day, Dunzeron. There'd also be a psychological element as well, because I think in many painters' minds it's the technique that most people think about as one of the gold standards for display miniature painters. It's like a super advanced technique, which it is, but not to the extent that you should like hero worship or anything like that. It's very early, so I'm doing a poor job of explaining myself. You'll just have to bear with me whilst I muddle through. So I think people go into it expecting to fail because they think it is an expert technique. And probably the final reason is there's no one way to do non-metallic metal. There's a variety of ways. There's the method where you try to replicate the sea line and skyline and other stuff like that. There's just a lot of different ways you can approach it. So, because there's lots of different ways to approach it, there's lots of different ways to get it wrong. Even though there is no wrong, we just make happy accidents. Before we talk about King of Death, let's talk about this fucking dude on YouTube, right? As you all know, I try to be very supportive, talk about the positives, and encourage people on their painting journey and encourage them to have a good time. Well, I was brought to my attention via Twitter this fucking nuffy on YouTube who posted a video, and I should say the video is a year old, where he took another painter's model and he criticised that painter's model for doing things wrong. It wasn't his own model, it was someone else's, and he took that guy to town for doing things wrong. Now, as you can imagine, this rolled me up pretty significantly. I don't like bullies. Now, I didn't watch the whole video. And this is a second component of this whole conversation I want to talk about, because the guy advertised his video as 3 mistakes even pro painters make, or something like that, right? Headline grabbing, attention grabbing headline, just trying to pull you in. The problem I have with that component of things is I didn't even watch the whole video. I watched about 5 minutes of the video. But I felt obligated to comment because of his headline. So if you want the link, I'll post the link, because it's interesting viewing. Anyway, somehow this video did the rounds on socials a few days ago. So people being like, why the fuck is this guy commenting on a dude's painting that is in his own? Here, I'll grab the link. Me so thorny.
Hello.
There's the link. So watch the video if you want. I'll be interested to get other people's perspectives. Maybe my perspective is skewed because I didn't watch the whole video, but I was offended at the decision of this guy to take someone else's model, someone else's artwork, where they've put in a lot of effort, and criticise it. Now again, I didn't watch the whole video, right? So for all I know, he might have said this is another. He didn't, but had an opportunity to. Anulan, thank you. Had an opportunity to be like, hey, this is far beyond my level. I can't paint like this. Here's this guy. I'm going to use his model with his permission to talk about X, Y, Z. And again, he didn't do this, so. The problem I have with the video, and the problem I have with many people responding to things in this hobby, is there's no objective rules. There's conventional wisdom about how we do things, which has evolved over a long period of time. Many of them out of Games Workshop's school of miniature painting, because that's where so many of us started. But ultimately, there's no right or wrong things to do in art. Art is a subjective discipline. You can do whatever you want, however you want, and you're not doing something wrong. You might do something that doesn't fit into the traditional methods. You might do something that doesn't resonate with an audience. You might do something that is conventionally doesn't look good, but you can't do something wrong. And it pisses me off when people go heavy with advice and throw out terms like, you shouldn't do this, you can't do this, this is wrong. I'd much prefer if people instead said, "G'day, Warkid PL. Welcome, champion. Thanks for the raid." I'd much prefer it if people said things like, in my experience, you should do this, but you should try for yourself and see what works for you. What'd you get up to on your stream today, War Kid? And have you got photos you can show us? Just, I feel like as soon as you make hard and fast definitive statements, you open yourself up. Like old mate with his matte varnish. No professional painter uses matte varnish. Okay, my guy. That's just fucking wrong. Whereas if he had said, in my experience, I don't use matte varnish, but you should try it for yourself and see how it works for you. Boom. All of a sudden you're not presenting a fact, you're presenting an opinion. Presenting a technique for someone to try out. So my problem with this dude is twofold. Number one, he created a headline that is attention grabbing and encourages people to respond. Which is of course what you're supposed to do with a headline. But then he also spoke gibberish throughout his whole fucking video. So, if you're going to make YouTube videos or share your opinion on the internet about art in this hobby, try to focus on constructive stuff. Yeah, it upsets me as well. But even if you are, like, when you become an authority on a subject, and let's be honest, I've painted a lot of models, right? So I can probably talk with some authority. I don't consider myself a pro painter. I don't consider myself an expert, but I've had a lot of experience. So I try to talk to my experience as opposed to this is the way you do things. I would make a video like that. With the caveat that if someone asked me to make a video about something like that, I might. Sculpting a prosthetic. Fucking awesome. What material do you sculpt it out of? Do you use like that grey putty? What's that grey putty called that everyone uses? Sculpey? Did you use Sculpey? Well, I keep thinking of bees putty, which I know is another one that people use, but oh yep, NSP. I used NSP when I did a sculpting class with Romain van den Bogaert. I feel a little bit bad for the guy because everyone's piled in on him. I also don't feel bad for the guy because his video's got more likes and comments in the last 3 days than any of his videos combined. So, yeah, there's no such publicity as bad publicity. So he's travelling okay, but he's got piled in. Arnel Lazaro commented. A lot of painters commented. Some were more offended than I was. and responded appropriately. Well, inappropriately, but responded appropriate to their frustration. Clean clay residue off yourself. This poor dude. Ah well. That's what you get when you mess with the warrior. G'day, Maccabills. Jam, then cream. That's good advice in a variety of applications, actually. Good on you, champion. Have fun playing 40k tonight, mate. How exciting. Back into it. Yeah. Variety of applications, mate. Do I want these little glove pings to be gold? Probably I do, I think. I think we do. I think we do. We also want these little dangly bits in gold, don't we? These little bits. Yes, so we're doing a giveaway today, friends. We'll do it in an hour or so. That is the 6-month giveaway for this month. Yeah, I forgot to fucking set up the thing, War Kid. Sorry, mate, but it's this guy. We're giving away this guy. Yeah, I haven't set up sub count either. I'd change my fucking thing. We're giving away this guy. His name's Finnar. He's from Aradia Miniatures. Yeah, I've got to fucking set it up. I'll set it up after I get off fucking stream today. I keep hoping Flick's going to be around so I can ask him how to do stuff. I don't even know where to log in to do it. I know where to log in to do Nightbot, but I fucking got no idea where to do this bot. Hopefully it'll come on later. Mind you, it's probably 2 AM for him. So he'll probably get straight off. That guy keeps some weird hours. Oh, good work, Dino. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll raid us later on, maybe. If we're lucky. I can ask him to do it for me. Come on, Flick. Do us a solid, mate. Set up my bots. All right. My approach changed a lot after I did my 2 days with Rafa, but it was a gradual change. It wasn't something that happened straight away, because I walked away with a lot of new knowledge, but my skill ceiling wasn't able to change as quickly. So I spent a lot of time trying to implement what he was talking about, and in many cases it took me a while to actually really cognitively understand the things that he talked to. So it changed a lot, but over a period of time. There wasn't an immediate shift straight away. How do we sleep while our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? Yeah, it just was a gradual shift in how I thought about painting and the way colours interact, and just over a period of time. I had a few experiences when I got back home after that, when I was trying to basically paint a model in his approach, and when he wasn't there, it made that really hard to make that full change. So I kept falling back into bad habits, or maybe not bad habits, but just my process instead of doing things the way that he did them. And yeah, it resulted in some frustration, actually, straight afterwards. But one of the reasons I always say practice, practice, practice is I was able to implement a lot of those thoughts over time once I experimented with things. So alright, I'm going to talk about Kingdom Death. Yes! So I'm going to be doing some board games for my YouTube channel. At this juncture, I'm contemplating streaming board games on YouTube and streaming painting on Twitch so that I don't get the two confused. I'm going to start by doing Kingdom Death. However, I'm going to start by recording some Kingdom Death, pre-recording the first few episodes so I can get used to all of the way I've set up things for my stream. And then I'll do some of the later ones live streamed. So I pulled it out yesterday, reset it all, got ready for a new campaign, setting up all the decks and the cards, and it's a cool game, very cool game. So yes, I fought a prologue White Lion. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Kingdom Death now because this is my stream and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm going to talk about Kingdom Death. So yes, my experience with Kingdom Death is pretty extensive, but it only started last year during lockdown. But I've played 5 full campaigns, including one with my friend Sheldon. And I've utilised the expansion content in all bar one of those campaigns. So I consider myself a fairly experienced Kingdom Death player. I also come at things from a very analytical background, given my previous history with miniature gaming and all that sort of stuff. So I pretty much devour all knowledge. Ah, cool, Snot Boogie, thanks mate. I devour all content when I'm trying to learn a game. So last year I was just going mad for Kingdom Death. I was, reading the forums and watching other playthroughs and stuff. And back then I was like, I'd like to do a playthrough of Kingdom Death on my YouTube. So I put that on the to-do list. Then I took a break from Kingdom Death for a few, months. Played some other games. It's a game you can burn out on pretty quickly because it takes up so much time, effort. Anyway, back to King of Death. So I started preparing for my videos last night by testing out some setups of various digital applications that I've used to make playing the game easier. It's very hard to play that game solo without making mistakes or it taking a very, very long time unless you utilise some digital assistance. So I use an app called Scribe, which is a fantastic app. But I kept wondering, how the fuck am I going to talk about King of Death when I use this digital app all the time? So I figured out how to sync my phone to my computer and put it on my stream. So I can now have Scribe running on my screen as well as on my phone. It's just mirroring my screen on my phone. So that's problem one solved. I don't need to do any post-editing rubbish. I can just go, here is my phone, and you are seeing absolutely everything that I'm seeing. You're seeing me update damage trackers and all sorts of stuff on screen. The second thing that I tested and figured out was there's a lot of apps that you can use digitally to find all the information of the various story events and so on. So I have figured out a way to sync that up with my stream, so you can now see those story events occurring live. So the only thing I've got to do now that's left is set up cameras in a way that I don't find obtrusive. It's taken me a while to find the right way to do that for my stream, my painting stream, but I imagine it'll be a bit easier for my board gaming, because you don't need to zoom in like this. So it doesn't need to be directly in my eye line. Just have it out of the way. So yeah, so the plan is at this stage I'm waiting for a few tripods and light things that I bought to arrive. I'm gonna record the first probably 5 years, lantern years, on a YouTube, just a recording, and I'll upload those to YouTube. And then, assuming everything goes to plan, I will then move over to a streaming setup where I stream those remaining years. But I thought to myself, I should probably play some of the games, so I go into it not completely like a noob. Well, I played a game of it last night. The very first mission. I'm going to show you something right now. Let's see if I can do it right now. Let's see if this will work. You'll need to give me a few moments. Alright, let's go with Okay, let's see if this will work. Cool, I'm sure you can all see that. I figured out how to do this too. Check this out, this is fucking great. I can make the fucking thing disappear. Isn't that fucking cool? Anyway, alright, here we go. G'day CG Mini Painting. So this is how I'm going to do... Oh, hello Frog Jim's painting. This is how I'm going to do the story components of the app. So, oh, see you Shirty. No, of course not, mate. You don't have to be here. I'm going to do the draw about an hour's time, and if you win, I'll just send you a message. Here we go. So theoretically, you should be able to hear this as it goes. So this is the first story from Kingdom Death.
Once upon a time, there was a place of carved stone faces. A man with a lantern lay sleeping a dreamless sleep. The man knew nothing. One day, the man woke up. He rubbed the dried ink caked over his eyes and opened them.
Can you hear that?
Around him,
Or can you only read it?
he saw other people stirring, and beyond, a horizon of unbroken darkness. A woman approached the man with the lantern. Her soft hand reached out to him. They had no words. They were a mystery to each other. Suddenly, a monster emerged from the darkness, its eyes wild with hunger. It attacked. The people were no match for the monster. It tore their flesh and crushed their bones between its teeth. Some it devoured whole. Overcome with terror and grief, the man with the lantern collapsed to the ground. Cold stone noses pushed into his side.
They'll always be singing, mate.
There was no escape. But the man did not want to die. Desperate,
I love this story, by the way. Just every time I read it, and I'm just like,
a crack and tore
go son!
with all of his might. A piece of stone came free. It was sharp and deadly. The man with the lantern scrambled to his feet, his weapon clenched in his fist. He took a deep breath and roared into the darkness. Somewhere in the place of stone
Iconic artwork right there. Look at that one.
nameless men and women stand together. They have nothing but a need to survive and a lantern to light their struggle.
Anyway, that's how I'm going to do it, and then you can pick all the stories from here, and it will actually, and you can check this out, Miss Janie. You
The
might like
hunt
this.
begins.
You can choose to hunt and do this all here. Look at this. You fucking move your guy along. Put. So you can actually do it all here. So there you go. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. So the actual gameplay I'll do on the board and with my painted models that I've got. And it'll take some time for me to get used to that. What can I sing for you, Miss Chainer? It'll take some time for me to get used to how to use that app functionally and not get distracted and what have you. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be cool, I think. True Survivor by the Hoff. Come on, mate. What is up with you people picking just absolute rubbish songs that I've never heard of? Can you calm down, seriously? I do not know that song. I'm not a Hoff fan. I don't know, mate. I've just never heard of it. I'm sorry. I wish I had. Redraw. Redraw. Have another one. I'll tell you what, it's been a while since I've spent this long on a model. Coming up on like 3 hours for two streams, 4 hours, 5 hours. We're nowhere near finished. That's cool. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. Ooga chaka ooga. Your lips as sweet as candy. Your taste is on my mind. You just keep me thirsting for another cup of wine. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling, do 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 do. I'm high on believing, do do do, that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling, do 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 do. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. So Flick was trying very desperately to get something ready for this stream today. He was going to do a spinning wheel on the app thing to let me do a giveaway on my stream using a spinning wheel, but he hasn't been able to get it done, which is good because I would have felt real bad because I don't know how to use any of the functionality of his fucking bot anyway. You're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling. Da, 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 da. What can I sing for you, Joel Paul? I'm just going to grab a glass of water. If this is what we're doing. All right. What would you like? Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think you'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, you might do something to this man. I don't remember any of the chorus. How does it go? Any of the verses. Fucking hell, that's a blast from the past. My mum was obsessed with that song. Okay, Sleepy Slang, absolutely obsessed with it. White Cloak. Oh dear. Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, just don't think you'll understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. No olores más, mi pobre corazón. Oh yeah, fucking hell. I reckon my mum had it on. Maybe cassette or CD, something. How old would I have been? When did that song come out, I reckon? I wonder. Would have been early 90s. I would guess. So I would have been between like 8 to 9. Yeah, so even though we've got a very warm light, I want the blue to feel, the white to feel cold. Oh, look at this. Didn't even clean that chunk off the fucking cloak. Better do that now, Deno. One of your best, mate, all time. How did I not see that, I wonder? Yeah, I was just in school. Okay, Honey Bunny. It's from Young Miniatures Ramasquera. Young Miniatures. They have a very large selection of incredible historical busts, and their box art, yep, correct, and their box art artist is Kirill Kanave most of the time, and he is the fucking man. Okay, Sleepy Slang, we're singing a song as well. Great. What is it? I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, soaring over and under on a magic carpet ride. Honey Bunny, is it the blues chick? Because I've seen it if it is. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, un mundo ideal, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Now I'm in a whole new world, unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings. Something freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world. I liked it a lot, Bunny. I particularly liked the reddish tones in the bluish skin on the face. Also thought the skin patterning, tattoos or markings, whatever they were, was very nicely done. Probably could have done a little more definition, I thought, on the ones on the stomach. Like the dots on her forehead. G'day, Amumu. I'm not sure if this is a neckerchief or if this is a part of the cloak. I wonder if his neck gets cold, maybe. I always paint the back of it, mate. I just don't do much detail. So there's very likely that I won't fuck around and do much more than maybe a few highlights there. Captain Carp, thank you for the subscription. Ooh, we're getting close now, friends. Getting close to doing this draw. What's the time? 9:14. Yeah, we'll give it another 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go and prepare the background stuff. Oh, poor Benny's not feeling well today, friends, so no streaming. That's a shame. Now I'm in a whole new world. Comment picker, I think it's called. It's the one I use. Yes. Hoorah! I remembered it. How good's that? Let's see if this works. Oh, yes. And look, I even go, oh, wow. I'm the fucking man. I'm so good at this fucking streaming whiz bang stuff. Yeah, I think it's a scarf as well, so I may do that in a different colour. a whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. Now I'm in a whole new world. The sculpted folds on this model are fucking baller. No, I don't generally do a lot of commissions. Every model that I paint, pretty much, I sell it. So it'll go up for sale once it's finished. Hey Bunny, if you're still there, tell Benny that I'm smug and giggling to myself that he's sick today. Because it means he's getting further and further away. Yeah, it is a bit like Gladiator, isn't it? I mean, it is a Roman tribune, so Gladiator was set in the country of Italy. You thought I was going to say Rome then, didn't you? Yes, good. That's what he gets. But seriously, I hope he feels better. Mate, you probably don't want to highlight less. You definitely want to use the desaturated palette. See, the problem with highlighting it less is you're then creating less contrast. And what that makes for is a boring looking model. So you need to create contrast, and the way that you do that is through value change, through highlights. What you do then is you just focus on using a more desaturated palette, but you still have the same level of value contrast. It's a good question, mate. That's how I would approach it anyway. Other painters may do it differently. Fuck that off. Mm. you can do that, but what it's going to do is it's going to create a model that's very monotone and flat, which makes it look less interesting, particularly from a distance. So if you're painting Dark Souls figures from the board game, and you do that, then you'll have a very boring looking game board, assuming that's what you're referring to. If you're just doing models in that colour palette, you'll struggle to get visual interest because you don't have contrast, which is the thing that draws our gaze. Bunny's posted in my Discord, she's posted a picture of that's a fun fact, isn't it? Bunny's posted a picture in my Discord of her latest work, and it's looking great. So you should all go and join my Discord, and we can hang out there. I don't actually hang out there that much, but a lot of nice people do. I think if you look at many of the best miniature painters in the world, it's very often their control of desaturated colours that makes them as good as they are. Like, it's when you learn to highlight colours that don't start with an intense colour. Yeah, that's great. I love it when people paint stuff quickly for reals. It's fucking awesome. Do you want to post a picture in here so I can bring it up on the page? Show everyone how great you are, or do you just want me to take it? Actually, I've got the link. I'm just going to grab it, honey. Don't even worry, mate. I'll go and get it, because I know where it is. Don't you worry yourself. Don't you trouble your face. Well, I wonder if I'll get in trouble. We'll just do it real quick. Boo! Great stuff. I do think you need to add the those patterns on her chest. You just need to make it a little bit more defined. Yeah, Honey Bunny's cracking jokes at the moment with how good she's painting. She's going to be leaving all of us for dust soon. fucking long time since I've painted a cloak or anything in white. I forgot how fucked it is. It was my nana's 90th birthday yesterday. I had a big party. It basically got cancelled. Didn't get cancelled, but about 3/4 of the people that were going couldn't go. Myself included. Alright, I'm going to very quickly talk about my Kingdom Death game last night, and then we'll do the giveaway. This is going to be absolutely, completely irrelevant for most of you, because most of you won't know much about Kingdom Death, and so I'm sorry in advance. The plan is to follow that colour palette there, down the bottom left, pretty closely. So we'll have a yellow crest, white cloak, yes, so my survivors woke up on the plane of stone faces, themselves with founding stones. I had 4 glorious survivors, 2 men, 2 women. It is indeed. And things started off extremely well. So Kingdom Death is a game where things go bad. They go really bad. And it happens very quickly. And it usually goes bad in the first few fucking Lantern years. You usually get fucked. It's very common to go into the battle with that white lion, the prologue lion, and get fucked up very, very quickly. Well, my team, armed with their stones, started off by severing the beast's hand by throwing a founding stone and severing its hand, which was glorious. And g'day Jet 376. So it was going great to start off with. I then followed up with like 3 or 4, and also I've had 5 settlements die before, so I could just start with the survivor corpse on the board, which again won't mean anything to most of you, but it gives me a little extra resource, make things a bit easier. So, KD, Toby and Max852, I do want to become famous, and I feel like you're the person to help me with that. What do I need to do? Yes, so I literally did not sustain a single severe injury on my glorious friends that partied against the White Lion in the prologue. I managed to get an extra resource from the survivor corpse, and I also gained an extra resource because I chopped the lion's nutsack off, which was great. And yes, in Kingdom Death, you have hit locations that you are targeting when you fight the monsters. And in the case of the White Lion, one of the hit locations you can attack is called the monster's fuzzy groin. And if you score a critical hit against the fuzzy groin, you gain yourself a pair of lion testes, which is glorious stuff. And I in fact did so. It's also a bad thing to happen when you fight the lion, because as I'm sure you can imagine, chopping off a giant lion's nutsack doesn't endear you to the creature that much. So the creature chased the guy around the table. Had chopped off his nutsack. He's waving the fucking balls in his hands, like fucking running. The lion's chasing him. As he's running past, people are running in and punching the lion in the back. It was great. Anyway, so I finished the prologue. I killed the lion. I had 0 severe injuries. I gained a settlement population of 12. I then went back home, had a baby, which was a saviour. And again, this is going to mean absolutely nothing to most of you, but to get a saviour on your first roll is very unusual. It's a 1 in 10 chance, following a 1 in 3 chance, following a spending of some resources. So for me to roll a saviour was extremely unexpected, and had I recorded this fucking game, people would have said to me, "This is rigged, don't I? You fucking rigged it. I don't want to watch this anymore because you're just bullshitting." And it actually was 100% legitimate that I rolled a saviour, had a baby, was a saviour, and I've now set up for the next year where I'm going to go hunt another fucking lion, and it's going to be great. And I made some new equipment. I made myself a bone axe and some bone darts, ready to fight the fuck out of a lion, chop his nuts off. Again, get some more lion nuts. That was me by myself, mate, yeah. Yep, just a solo. Yep, I collected some rock solid nutsacks. Kingdom Death. So the way the game works is you have a settlement of people. For those that were around before when I showed the video, if you defeat the monster in the prologue, which I did, those people trundle off into the darkness of the world of Kingdom Death and they make a settlement. And your job during Kingdom Death is to keep the settlement alive. And you'll have a variety of monsters that you can fight. You can go hunt, and you need to go hunt because you need to get food to feed your settlement. G'day Broadside, it's fine, mate. It's been painting models and playing board games, watching TV. Basically exactly the same as my normal life. So each lantern year, which is like their measurement of time, you go out and you hunt a monster. So you have to go out and hunt it. And you get to the monster when you find the monster and you fight the monster in a showdown. And then you'll return home to your settlement, where you'll then decide what you do with the resources that you've collected. And there's also a variety of events that occur whilst you're at your settlement. story events and so forth. Enjoy work. No, sub's about to be drawn now, mate. We're about to do it now. For the walrus, man. The walrus. Alright, let's go and do this fucking draw. Alright, I'll give everyone another 1 minute to sign up. Subscription if you want to. Be a person. G'day, Krugy. Alright, I am going to get my things. Oh, Jet, you've done well, mate. You've timed it to perfection, in fact. Timed it to perfection. Alright. So I'm downloading my subscriber list this very moment. There it is, downloaded. So no one else can join the team. Unlucky. Now I'm going to upload that subscriber list to my drive because I don't have. It comes up as a notepad file. No, that doesn't work. That's why. Yep, go here. Open with Google Sheets. Okay, I'll turn this on now. Shouldn't be any sensitive information now. There we go. So you can all see what I'm doing now. Isn't this exciting? So we're going to copy paste every one of these motherfuckers. There you go, 150. Why has Tip Top got 2? Stitch up. Tip Top's got 2. Okay, then we go here to random name picker. We enter all these names here. And we're just going to shuffle some names around. Shuffle some names. Alright, everyone can see. We're all good. Okay, here we go. So this is this month's subscriber giveaway for the Walrus. Love doing this. This is great. Love giving away free models. Okay, so there is an animation. Excellent. I've filtered duplicate names. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Everyone can see that. We're ready to roll. Let's do it. This month's giveaway, Pleasant Kenobi. I don't think I've ever seen Pleasant Kenobi have a fucking chat in here. Are you around, Pleasant Kenobi? No. Cool, Pleasant Kenobi. What a lucky champion. I've just posted that there so you can all see that was done. Hello, Dubrock. Hello there. Pleasant Kenobi. So this is the model said person is winning this month's subscriber giveaway. What are we going to do for next month's subscriber giveaway? What do we think is a go? I mean, the options I've got on the table at the moment, maybe my Nurgle Warband, maybe these guys. I don't know. I really like these, dude. Curse City. I might give it away soon. No fuckers bought it on eBay either. It's a lot of models, a lot of money. So I don't really care if it doesn't sell. I suppose I could give away bits from Curse City one at a time. I don't know if I want to give these away. I like them a lot. I like Nurgle. So maybe we'll paint a model this month. I suppose I could finish this piece off. I've been sitting on this one for a while. This griffin chick, and this chick riding the griffin. It's a possibility, I suppose. She sits in here. There she goes. In she goes. So we could do that one. Two problems with this as a giveaway. It's a lot of work to finish it off, and I can't guarantee you that I'm going to finish it off this month. And it's probably not that much actually. The griffin will be easy to finish. She's a lot of washes and stuff on that. That's not a bad shout really, is it? I've got the beastman there, maybe I could do the beastman. I've got this chap. I better go and message random Kenobi, or what was it, Pleasant Kenobi, before I forget. Message Pleasant Kenobi. G'day mate. You are my subscriber. Giveaway winner for this month. You win a big walrus. I'm just going to pick another name, just in case he doesn't want it. Alright. I'm not going to say who that is because of what happened last time. But there you go. Wow, granddad. Yeah, my dad is a granddad, and he absolutely loves it. He thinks it's better than having children, real children, like me. Because he doesn't have to put up with the bullshit. Yep, that's what he does. And he's just like, see ya. And my niece and nephews are, as I'm sure you can imagine, being related to me, just fucking lunatics, absolute lunatics. They don't stop. Just like massive pests, massive serial pests all the time. Does anyone want to see a baby Hugo video? I've got some videos of him when he was a baby. They're pretty good. Pretty good. It's very funny. I'm just going to download them so we can watch them. Little baby Hugo. Exciting news for tomorrow night's Party Monday. We're going to have special guests. It's very nice, Jet. I haven't seen my nieces and nephews in a while. Been sort of partially locked down, and they live a fair way away, so it's just a bit tricky. Alright, let's do some magical airbrushing. Good on you, Mini Mancer. Sorry you didn't win, mate. This download's going to take a while. They're big videos. They're from my fancy camera. Still preparing them to download. We don't do this a lot, friends, so this will be something new for the stream. Using this stuff. You can easily paint better than me, mate. Everyone can. Just have to believe and practice. Do a fuck ton of practice. My girlfriend's rewatching Game of Thrones at the moment. She's up to season 3. Ah, Flickster, my main man. G'day, buddy. Hey, what? I know it's late. I know it's late for you, mate. While I got you. Hope you're doing well. I won't keep you long. Can you fucking send me a link where I go to my thing? Where I go to my thing. I tried to set up some other unique commands and I realised I have no idea where to go. Just send me the link from how I do my ghost host stuff. Perception. G'day, mate. This black stuff that I'm about to use is a masking putty. So the product I use is this. It's called Panzer Putty. And the purpose of it is when you're about to use an airbrush and you don't want the airbrush to hit other areas that you've painted, you put this material over the top of the painted areas to mask away the stuff that you've painted. So what I'm doing right now is just masking off the bits that I've already painted so that I can do some pretty solid airbrushing. Friends from Flick's channel, hello all. We just did this giveaway. You missed it by about 3 minutes. Suck shit. Thanks, Perception, I guess. Yeah, this material, I have used it on stream before. It's the weirdest fucking... It's got this weird tackiness and... It's cool material. G'day, $2. You don't have to apologise, mate. Just saying sucked in. You didn't win anyway. Yes, this is reusable. It's really cool. The only problem with reusing it, you have to be careful of this. I actually did it on a model and it fucked it a little bit. Yeah, $2 was great. We had a gentleman by the name of Pleasant Kenobi was the winner. When you reuse it, because paint, you'll see when I do the paint, when I airbrush in a second, the paint doesn't adhere to the putty. It just sort of beads up on the top, which is perfect, except for when you take it off and you reuse it, that paint can then go onto another model. Anyway, Flick, you might have missed me. Just send me the link details for how I make changes and do special stuff, please, so I can make changes. All right, let's do some airbrushing. So we may use. Alright, we've got some great Hugo videos coming up now. Oh, Oogly! G'day, mate. So you may be asking yourself, Deno, why did you even bother painting with a brush beforehand if you're just going to do this airbrushing shit? Well, the answer is simple, my friends. The airbrush will not create strong colours. It'll create transitions, but it won't create strong, intense colours. So you do a brush first, and then you come over the top to smooth with an airbrush and you'll get really nice colours. That's how I roll. Now we're going to add some environmental colours because this white's going to look a little bit wrong unless I add some yellows and oranges into it. I'm going to quickly show you Hugo video. It's great. This is baby Hugo. Little baby Hugo. It's a very, very big picture. I forgot, this is a 4K video camera, so it takes fucking videos in gigantic scale. There we go. Little boy! He was a little fucking tiny little thing back then.
Now he's not gonna run.
I love this video.
Yes.
Cracks me up.
Yeah.
His little jumps and flips around. What a dog. Oh, little boy. Little boy. He's so great. Funny little guy. Alright, let's add some yellow tones to this. Some orange tones. So if you're going to do something for a long period of time, like if you're planning on doing airbrushing for a long period of time and not just quickly, this isn't the right material to use. Like, I wouldn't recommend this material because it very quickly goes out of whack. Goes out of shape. Now we'll do some dirt. $76 minis. Wow. I was gonna be like, wow, that's crazy. I haven't painted 76 minis in forever. I actually did Kurt City not that long ago, so I can't really say that. Bit of orange maybe. Do you want to party, baby? Alright. Now for the fun bit. We take that motherfucker off. Woohoo! Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Now we'll just add some tweaks and refining to this. What I'm actually going to do is do some blue. Dark Prussian blue maybe, yes. do you think about doing some subtle lighting effects coming from this side? Maybe just like some, I don't know, some dull fire glow or something like that. Just subtle. Could be cool. This model comes from Young Miniatures, mate. Fantastic bust. They do incredible historical busts. They're probably the best historical bust manufacturer, I think, out there. Certainly in my opinion. Yeah, it could work, Quiff. It could work. I don't know that I want to go as overt as I did on the Cursed City models, but bust's feeling a little bit plain to me at the moment, bit of a plain Jane. I'm wondering if we need to spice things up a bit and bring some magic back in the relationship. We can get some toys. Subtle very well might be good, but it's also not my little name. Alright, now we can do this bit. Oh, Kung Fu. I thought we were friends. You come up in here with this fucking bullshit. Oh yeah. Have you tasted skin. Sink your teeth in. Have you? Jet, I was in the same boat as you, mate, a number of years ago. And I would hazard a guess and say that number's actually probably still the same, because I have King of Death and I have a lot of gaming models and I have a lot of Games Workshop figures that I've painted, but I spend significantly more time painting these. Yeah, well, what we might do is we might get a bit more progressed on the model, and then I think we'll assess if we think it needs something like that. That's sort of a late change, but it could work, I think. I do love a neon pink glow. So, just to talk very, very briefly about the airbrushing and stuff, you can see how much colour and shit I added into this white, and how little of the underpainting sort of comes through. You get a little bit of the shadows and what have you, but it's all mostly covered. But when you just add a few brush strokes over the top, sort of all comes back. And what we've got is some really nice environmental colours on the white, as well as some texture on the cloak, which I like a lot. Maddox is good. Flick bought Maddox actually. Oh, Flick, I'm sending him at the end of this month if you're still around, because Queensland Model Hobby Expo is this month. Probably close to my favourite thing I painted this year, actually. Love it. I don't normally feel that way about my works. I normally am like, yeah, I'd like to change X, Y, Z and so on. But yeah, no, I'm stoked with how that one came out. Have you ever tasted skin? Sink your teeth in hair. Just gone quiet all of a sudden. Say something interesting, Deno. No, I got nothing. Sorry. I'm just enjoying painting this model now. Just feeling it. I'm feeling it. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, very replayable. You definitely want to add the expansion, just in terms of the amount of troops you have, and it improves the combat system significantly. But yeah, I mean, just playing as the rebels versus the Empire, those two sides feel completely different with how they play. So you could play each of those sides. I mean, I've played 10 games now, and every game's felt very different based on the decision making, based on the missions that you get, based on the troops that you can build. Yeah. Very replayable is my response. Oh, g'day Mark Erd 23. You know, I've been started looking into Marvel Crisis Protocol. The EC has been cancelled. You're killing me. Do we still get the public holiday? Yeah, I'd like to paint the Marvel Crisis Protocol. Can't see it anywhere on the news, mate. Did they just announce it or something? Oh, 9 new cases today.
The threshold is that...
Sorry, I'm just reading the news. Yeah, we got locked down again today. Oh, sorry, yesterday. Which is fine. for me personally, not a massive impact. I feel sorry for the people it impacts more significantly. That's based on what's happening in Sydney at the moment. I'm quite supportive of the decision. Yeah, I'm not at all concerned, mate. At all. Alright. Do you wanna party, baby? Alright. I feel like this colour palette's working okay. Some elements that'll need some tweaking, but so far it's working alright. So we're going to finish upstream very shortly, friends. So it's been alright. I feel like this is a good point to stop very soon. It's just a few little things I want to do with this. Crazy times we live in, friends. Crazy times. I use the Games Workshop Chaos Black spray, and then I follow that up with the Vallejo model air primer through an airbrush. I find the Games Workshop primer gives a very good surface to adhere to. Yeah, Party Monday tomorrow night. We've got some special guests coming. Special guests for Party Monday. Special guests. Don't think so. I mean, yes, if you scratch it with what? You scratch it with a fucking scalpel, it's going to come off, isn't it? Doesn't rub off easily. I mean, probably would. Yeah, I don't have any primed. I don't have any prime stuff to hand that I can test it on. So. The Games Workshop primer is awesome, man. I've been using that for 30 odd years. I have never once changed the primer that I've used. I've tried other primers and I've never gone, wow, this primer is significantly better and I will use this. The only time I've used those other primers is when I couldn't get Games Workshop primer. If it ain't broke, just because I don't want it to be black. Usually I want to have a lighter colour. A brighter undercoat will result in a brighter painted layer above it. No. Wait, mate. Come on now. Come on now. Don't be ridiculous. Alright, friends. I'm reasonably happy with this for today, actually. Starting to look a lot more alive. So the non-metallic metals I'm leaving till last for the main, well, not leaving till last, but just not going to do as much on them until I get some more of the rest of the piece correct, so that I can make sure I've got the right levels of contrast on those elements. So we'll keep working on the white. Keep working on the white. Yes, so we'll continue with this on Party Monday tomorrow. I'm very excited. I'm gonna take a stab here and say I don't think we'll be finished on Party Monday. This model doesn't feel like a model I'm going to be able to finish tomorrow. I feel like we're going to be a little way off that. Yes, yes. I am definitely pushing myself on this one. The skin tone's pretty refined. Yeah, so I definitely feel like I'm pushing a lot more so than normal and really working on blends and stuff. So yeah, there's no rush on this piece. I'm going to try and just keep going at all. So coolio. Right. Some hints. It's two people coming on at the same time. The two people are very interconnected, well known together. Let us find someone to aid. G'day, Maverick. G'day, Smeggers. Maverick, the instant colours, I've not actually utilised them before, but as I understand, they're quite similar to contrast paints. And if that is the case, then I'm a big fan, because I do like contrast paints. I haven't tested them myself, so I can't say this is what they're like, but I'm a fan of contrast paints. This guy's painting the Watcher from Kingdom Death. I think we should raid this chap. Because he's painting a Watcher from Kingdom Death. Dun, 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 dun. Friends, it's been a glorious day. It's been a glorious time.
Do he look like he glow?
Let's go raid this champion who is painting a Watcher from Kingdom Death. I'll see you all tomorrow night for Party Monday. Boo, 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 boo. You did time it well, Smeggers. As I leave, and you are a champion.